Alright, we're going to get started here with Act 1 in a moment, but before we get started, a couple of points. During this run-through, we're going to be looking for a flask that has anti-bleed on it. It might be the sealing suffix, or there's a couple of others, depending on what you get. We want to make sure that we save that one. Even if it's a lower level flask, it's still going to be extremely helpful when we come to run the labyrinth. We want to avoid putting gems in our boots because we want to be able to swap those out anytime we find boots with better movement speed. And if we've got gems in there, then we're going to have to figure out how to reconfigure our gems and links and things like that. It's really inconvenient. If you can avoid putting gems in the weapons, that's good, but you're going to have to start doing that at a certain point. We're going to want to be able to swap out weapons. It's not as annoying as the situation with the boots, but I tend to avoid it if I can get gems in other places, especially earlier on in the campaign. We're going to mainly want blue sockets, but with a couple of reds. So we're going to be looking for equipment that has energy shield. Those are going to help you get blue sockets more easily. Or energy shield and armor, which will be red and blue sockets. So it just kind of happens as you go through the campaign, but if you're aware of this, it can help you make some better choices sometimes. We're going to do something that's kind of weird for most playthroughs, but I'm going to use my Quicksilver Flask to upgrade my boots to higher level movement speed, unless I happen to get lucky and find a great pair of boots otherwise. I'm going to use Filter Blade, regular loot filter. If you're not familiar with that, it's a loot filter system that will highlight certain items as they drop and filter out other ones that are useless. So you want to use some kind of a loot filter, and Filter Blade's a great one to start with. You can subscribe to the filter on the Path of Exile website under your profile. I'm not going to show you how to do that here, but it's pretty easy, and anyways, that'll make your game more enjoyable and better, because you'll be able to easily notice the items that you want to pick up. And we have something called a vendor recipe system, where you can sell items, a certain combination of items, to a vendor and get certain rewards for them. So in the early game, we're going to have to buy a couple of things, and we're going to need either transmutation shards or alteration shards, or orbs. To get those, we can sell unidentified and identified magic and rare items to the vendors to get them. After you get 20 shards, it'll turn into an orb, and then you'll be able to spend it to buy what you need. And I'll show you how that works, but just keep that part in mind. It'll just kind of happen automatically as long as you're picking up rare and magic items as you go. The ones that might be helpful to your character, you'll identify, and that's the way you're going to build this currency up. So I'm just going to get into game and get started, and we'll refer back to this guide periodically to make sure that we're on track with everything. So I've created my character already, or I'm about to. I selected Witch, of course. I gave it a name. I selected Solo Southbound, but you can choose whichever league that you're interested in. We're going to start off here on the shore. And we have a tutorial which will give you certain pop-ups to let you know about the game and what you need to do. Otherwise, if you already know the game, just turn this off. We're going to get our first item here.
The very sand shivers with malice. There's a power here that welcomes me.
I love the voice acting of the witch. And so, since my inventory was closed, it automatically equipped this wand. I'm going to come over here and talk to this guy. And we get our first skill now.
Not against me.
It's Fireball. So, what I'd like to do is move the mana flask to the third slot. That way, my flasks are on numbers 1, 2, and 3 on the keyboard. Alright, let's start off with a Wisdom Scroll, and here, under Fireball, we want to use this at a distance. So we're going to click on the skill, and then we want to choose always attack without moving. That's going to prevent you from running towards the boss when you're attacking, which is not that great because we don't want it beating on us while we're trying to throw our fireballs at it. The other thing you want to do is to change this default attack, which we will never use except for just here killing this first mob, to walk only. And that will also help us prevent from walking towards the mob if we run out of mana. Alright, I'm going to bring up my mini-map with the tab key. And there's no need to fight anything here except for the boss at the end. You can if you want. If you're not familiar with the game mechanics, this is sort of like your practice zone. We want to pick up this gem, stay away from the monsters, open up inventory with I, and we want to add Arcane Surge to the link here in our wand, which is going to make our fireball a bit more powerful. Follow the shore. And we're going to want to kite this boss. You can use the left mouse button to throw our fireball. When our mana gets low, press 3 on the keyboard to drink it and up our mana again. Arcane Surge is helping us regenerate mana as well.
I thought I'd be a dead woman by now.
Right, pick up everything, and we gained a level. Get into town before you spend your points, though. It'll prevent us from having to run through the zone again if we get killed. We're gonna get our first skill here. I'm gonna skip the quest stuff so you can enjoy it for yourself if you're new. And we want to choose Rolling Magma here. Just put it in our inventory. So let's see what we got. You'll always drop an item that has all 3 colored slots. This is pretty helpful because you can, any gem you get of any color, you'll be able to socket it no matter what the circumstances are. So we don't have anything better to put in our other weapon slots, so we'll use that. We're going to replace Fireball with Rolling Magma. We're going to save it because we're going to have another use for it later on. Stuff is not useful to us. This is unidentified magic, so it's going to give us some transmute shards when we sell it. Control click to move it in there. Oop, I didn't get any shards. I guess it doesn't have the right mods or something like that. Oh, it's got the 3 colored sockets, and that is the vendor recipe for a chromatic orb, and that allows us to recolor our sockets. So this is actually kind of better than a transmute, although really at the beginning I'd rather have a transmute. Okay. Now we can spend our skill point here, press this plus button, and we're going to be going up this spell damage side of the tree from our starting point. First one, spell damage and mana, and you can choose and confirm it with the control click. Escape to get out of there.
I witnessed your battle return soon.
And you can talk to the rest of these NPCs if you want to, but otherwise we're just going to go ahead. You don't have to fight anything in this zone if you don't want to, but you might want to.
That stench.
Oops.
Just like my sisters. On fire.
Get used to your character. Usually what I do is I move my active skill to this bottom slot, And I've reassigned this to spacebar. I use the spacebar to attack. I find it to be more comfortable. Most people leave it in left click. It's totally up to you. Just make sure this is checked so that you're not running towards the mobs and getting yourself killed. Alright, so I'll run through here and see what happens. If I get a big group of mobs together, usually I'll bother to kill them, otherwise I just keep running. Some of these monsters have ranged attacks, which can be really dangerous, so I want to be careful with that. If I have points to spend to upgrade skills or gain a level, I'll usually just wait until the end of the zone. So these guys can be actually pretty dangerous, especially as your new character here. So keep running. And we'll get to a waypoint here and save our progress. Alright, kill these guys. Now there's two exits here. You're gonna have to go both ways eventually. I always go down first. There's a quest here and an important item. We're here in a new zone, so I'm gonna level up my skills. This is really important. Okay, rolling magma. I'm gonna click it to upgrade it. It's always gonna be good. The arcane surge. We don't want to level arcane surge because the higher level it is, the more mana it takes to trigger, and we basically want to be able to trigger it as easily as possible. So you can just right click it and it'll go away. In your inventory, you'll see it down here at the bottom. Here's one that you have told the game, do not want to level this gem. Generally, you're always going to want to level everything up, but there are certain circumstances where you don't. I tend to fight everything as I go along here. You're more experienced. It's really not necessary. And I died. Beautiful. Those water golems or whatever they can be a little nasty because they can freeze you. Let's get our revenge now. Oh, and the boss is there too. Alright, I didn't see that. Alright, so this boss is most dangerous at range. So either you gotta keep a lot of distance or don't keep any distance. No problem. So what's useful here? These items can be sold, and this is our quest item here. Alright, nothing else to do in this zone, so you can just use a portal scroll if you have one to go back to town, or you can just log out and log back in. Alright.
I saw what you did to him. I'd almost stopped.
Alright, so here is our quest reward. Quest the Quicksilver is the only thing you want to take. It's level 4, so we won't be able to use it yet, but that's okay. And now we've got some gem selections. We're going to take Summon Phantom. We got a couple items to sell. There's our transmute shards. Alright, now we're in good shape.
Goodbye.
Okay, one thing you can do is check the vendor
Got a job.
and see what they have. We're looking for 3 linked blue sockets. An item like that would be really helpful to us. Not too likely that we'll get one so early, but it's possible. Or boots with movement speed. So nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Alright, so it's nothing that useful to us.
Stay
In armor.
sharp out there.
Yes?
She might have a wand that we can use, and look at that. 3 linked blue sockets. That's kind of a lucky find. It's only 1 scroll of wisdom, so we can buy it. And now we're going to move our gems into it. We can't use our phantasms yet because we're not level 4, so that's okay. This is a really good start. We can sell this wand, we get our, ooh, no chromatic. Okay, whatever.
While we live, we are blessed.
So now, we're going to use this waypoint to go back to the coast. And we're going to take that other route that we didn't take. Mud flats. There's that fire guy that will kill you. These mobs are extremely dangerous and annoying, especially as a new character. So you want to clear things as you go. You can see the explanation point is one of the quest items that I need.
To learn is
But
to live.
don't rush over to it. Lead with your magma orbs because these guys can easily stun you, gang up on you, and kill you. So
I need more mana.
okay, these guys are blue, magic, so they have some special mods that potentially make them tougher. They're always worth fighting because it's excellent experience. Alright, just don't get surrounded here. Don't get stunned by them. No shame in kiting. Okay, gained a level. Ooh, okay. Just collecting loot. I'll start looking at it and equipping it once I get to a new zone. Take your focus away, especially in the beginning here. You're dead before you know it, and then you're running back to where you need to go. Now there's another quest up here. You can see the door in the left. We're gonna wait until we've got that phantasm in our links, because otherwise it's really annoying to kill all the monsters. Actually, we'll see. Oh, we're level 4 now. This is great. So now when we kill things with rolling magma, it's going to summon phantasms, and those phantasms are minions that will fight for us. It's really convenient for clearing mobs. Got a couple items here. Amulet, mana regen. Alright, might as well use it since we don't have anything else. And we've got some spell damage, which is good, energy shield, which is good, mana regeneration, which is good. So let's switch this. I'm gonna press X to get to my weapon swap. This is a second set of weapons that you can use. It's used for another purpose, which I'll show you soon. Alright. And we have a plate vest, but we ran out of wisdom scrolls. So we're gonna have to wait and to find out what that is, if we ever even use it. Now that we've got our phantasms, we'll go ahead and do this quest. Otherwise, just wait till later. You'll get a quest reward here, which is really helpful, but we don't need it for a while. So you have to kill everything that's in here. And they can be a little hard to see. And the skeletal Roas will dart off the screen, and then you won't know where they went to. So here you see my phantasms that are generating. and they use a
I need
physical
more mana.
projectile spell, so they're pretty good at clearing mobs for you. We're just gonna stay alive with our flasks here. Okay, a couple links there. Chain belt, okay, we'll take it. Okay, just make sure you go through this area really thoroughly, because it's so easy to miss the mobs. Okay, magic, always good. Ooh. Go the other way here. This is a league mechanic for the current league, so I'm not doing those because this league's about to end. Probably won't have it, or I don't know what we'll have. Okay, height.
I think
Leveling's
this
good.
class will serve.
Refills your health, that's nice. With rolling magma, you want to aim at the feet of the monsters. Got a rare item here, that's good. I feel like a Roa is around here. There we go. Animate weapons, kind of a neat skill, but not something we're doing right now. Alright, so here's the boss. Ideally what we're doing is we're lining up so that our magma orbs are going to the boss and then also its minions at the same time. So that boss will keep regenerating its minions, so the main thing we want to do is kill them. Alright, small mana might be helpful. And then... Oops. It'll start telling us how many mobs remain at a certain point. I'll have to get a little further. Those magic archers that killed me before here. Try not to let that happen. Level, nice, okay. Alright, 3 monsters remain. So our loot filter has highlighted this item here because it's got 3 colored sockets, opposite colors, and so if I sell this it's worth a chromatic, so those are always good. So we got a pause here, let's check and see what we got here. Large mana, just throw out the little ones, okay. Alright, I have no scrolls of wisdom, so we're stuck on that, but got some useful sockets here. Alright, that's what we got. Now we're gonna have to scour this area to find these remaining mobs. And here's why I usually wait to do this, because we got a couple of extra minions. This is really simple. The minions will find the mobs for you. You're on your own like this, well, you're just gonna have to scour the zone until you find them. Go through here. Guess so. Yeah, it's a pretty annoying quest. There's... Alright, cool. Cleared the quest. I accidentally opened this portal before, but might as well take it back to town. And I think this guy...
Oh, so. I've a necro.
Alright, Book of Regrets.
I've traveled in.
So, I right click this, it's going to give me a couple of refund points that I can spend respecking my passive skills trait. Oh, we leveled up, so might as well take our skill here. Here's our refund points that we just got, and oh, we got 4 skill points left. I'm falling behind. Spell damage, spell damage, spell damage. Alright, good. Go back to the coast. To run through this zone again. And let's see, we found 2 items here. We need 3. So there's a 3rd exclamation point in this. Okay, blue pack. Always kill those. Throwers. Always be cautious. Alright, there's our 3 items. Now we want to find the exit from this zone. Somewhere in here is a unique Roa, which is sort of a more powerful version of it. You can always try to find him and fight him if you want. Completely unnecessary, but still sort of like an early challenge. Maybe a challenge of your patience. There he is. Yeah, so let's see if we can get him. No real benefit to doing it, but yeah, no problem. Driftwood wand, and yeah, not that useful stuff. Okay, probably went the wrong way. Exit's on the right side of the zone. If you're having a hard time finding it, it's usually best just to follow the shoreline at the bottom. Okay, chromatic orb, portal scroll. Oh, I might be wrong. I am wrong. Alright, wrong way again. It's okay. Rolling Magma is kind of a funny skill, but it's highly effective, and get the mobs lined up right. You're often killing multiples at the same time. Some people take rolling magma all the way into the late end game. Alright, grab our waypoint, and now we want to go back to town. Alright, we're gonna add some gem selections here, and we want Flame Wall. I'll just put that there, and we're gonna get Frost Blink. That's our movement skill. Excellent. I'm gonna sell a couple of things. I want to see what this vest is here, so I'll use our scroll. There's really nothing useful. Sell it. Alright, so now we're getting both alteration shards and transmutation shards because this is an identified rare item, and the unidentified magic item gives us the transmutes. We've got the colored sockets to give us the chromatics. That's great. Okay. See what I got here. We got a flame wall, so we need a blue socket. We got several to choose from. Doesn't matter. We're going to unlink it. And we're going to put flame wall here in our... this is the side mouse button for me. It might be your center mouse button, depending on your situation. And frost blink. Alright. That's going to go into our left mouse, or wherever is convenient for you. That's just how I do it. Okay. Let's see what this guy's got. Boots. 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 No movement. Oh, movement speed. Look at that. That's perfect. I'm going to take those. Alright. Got our movement speed boots. That's huge. Let's see if we can find any useful armor. Not really. But, movement speed boots.
Stay sharp out there.
Exactly what you want.
Yes?
Okay, nothing interesting here. Red, blue, blue will be helpful for us later. So, if you've got the currency, you could choose to take this, which we do apparently. Oh, because I had some currency from my previous run through. Normally, this is just the currency I picked up this run through, so I'm not gonna buy this because I'm gonna imagine that I don't have this. We've got some amulets. Some of these have some stats on them, so it might be helpful to you if you are stuck for stats. Rings can have resistances and stats, so it's good to look through this if you're kind of stuck on items. It's not that often that useful things will be here, but you know, everything is that way. Small chance of good things happening everywhere in Path of Exile. You roll the dice enough times, you come up with something eventually. Okay, so we're gonna head back to here. So now we have flame wall. Looks like that. It's pretty cool. If there's mobs in the flame wall, it will do some damage to them. But the main thing we want to do with this is to put a flame wall through and then throw our magma orb through it. That's going to make our magma orb more powerful. We're also summoning minions that use projectiles, so those projectiles from the minions will get more powerful as well. We also have Flame Dash, which is extremely powerful. It's kind of weird, it's supposed to be a movement skill, but look how much damage I just did with my frost blink, sorry. So, keep in mind you have the defensive aspect of your movement skill, which is to, once you start taking damage, is to get out of that damage. But also, it does quite a bit of damage to whatever you're frost blinking away from, so it's got a good offensive capability as well. There's even leveling guides that just use frost blink to level. Completely viable. Yeah, I'm always a little messy with my firewalls, but not that critical. Alright, so we're looking for the boss down here. And these crabs turn into secondary form, which are pretty annoying. Press my mana flask periodically. So you're gonna fight the normal mobs, you're gonna fight the magic mobs, always. A lot of people will just skip the rares, the yellows, because they have mods that can make them really dangerous and hard to fight. So I fight them because they often have good loot, and hey, that's just kind of the fun part of the game for me. Alright, got another skill point, so we're going to take our node here. This guy's pretty tough, so you want to keep moving around. Don't let yourself get stuck. You die, you die. It's not the end of the world. You can just run back, and you're really having a hard time with it. You eventually zerg him down. Alright. We already have good mana flasks, but here's a rare item. Just log out to go back to town, save a portal scroll. A skill point here. Sell our junk. Well, we want to identify boots always. Yeah, so here we have movement speed, rarity, mana, energy shield, evasion. Stats are pretty low, so it's not that great, but it's better than just plain old movement speed. Oh, I can't use it yet. Oh, because I have the sales window open. Sell our item here. Alright, I always save my movement speed boots. Helpful for another character. Alright, see if we got any good sockets here. Every time you level, it refreshes the inventory, so it's always a chance of getting something else good.
Farewell.
Hello.
Same here. Yeah, nothing special. Alright, so now, if you're feeling like you've been playing, you're getting killed a lot, you don't like that, come over here and take this life and mana next. It's really up to you. For me, I'd rather hurry and get over to Enduring Bonds and get some more damage, make my minions a little more useful, so it's decision. You'll come back and take this later if you don't take this now. Alright, so now we did the subzone here, we want to find our exit. There's that crosspoint doing the work.
When I'm ready, and not before.
In this zone, this bridge I just passed is your marker for you're going the right way. I don't need any of this stuff. I can just pick it up to sell it. Okay, blue pack, always fight that. Down level. Okay. Crosspoint to get out of danger. Too many mobs there. Minions taking out the rest. Okay, there's our door. Good life flask. Blue. Alright, take a level. Check our inventory. Okay, got. Ooh, I don't have any. Scroll of Wisdom. Can't identify that flask yet, so I can use it. Minions starting to become useful here. Alright, so it's a fairly linear zone. There's one fork, which takes you through an area with some mobs that most people want to avoid, but totally up to you. Alright, slash. Okay. So here's your fork. Generally you want to take the straighter path. Other way's got some semi-nasty mobs that you don't need to fight. Rares just to sell.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay, coming up on a unique monster that you don't have to fight. A lot of ads though, so it's worth killing those. Here he is. You can fight him if you want. He's pretty tough. Not too dangerous. That's kind of a fun thing to do, but usually skip it just for plenty of other things to fight. Alright, level up the gems. Take a level. Alright, here we are. First minion damage and duration. This is excellent. Gonna keep our phantasms around longer and they're gonna do more damage, so it's all good. Very difficult to get minion duration, so that's very useful to have that right there to take. These goat men, pretty annoying ranged attackers. One of the most dangerous things for us, so be a little careful in this zone. Here's our waypoint. this section, got this guy here. Bit dangerous. Not really worth fighting, but, you know, sometimes it's just fun. Alright. These wheel guys are pretty annoying. Alright, here we are in the prison.
And call such a place home.
Alright, we're gonna go back to town.
There's a
See what we got here. We're gonna keep. That could be useful. We don't have any scrolls of wisdom though, so we're gonna sell the stuff that we definitely do not want. Okay.
stay sharp out there.
The tail.
And here we're gonna take minion damage. Okay. Not gonna be able to use that yet. We're just gonna throw it in somewhere so that we're leveling up that gem. It's not active yet, but we'll get there. Alright, so we want to be able to identify these items. Okay, we have this essence here that we can use, and depending on what you apply it to, you're going to have to apply it to a normal item. Depending on the item type, it's going to do different things for us. Mostly we'll get cold damage or cold resistance, which cold resistance is okay, but something special. So it's basically just a way of turning a normal item rare, and it could have other mods that are helpful to us, so it's not bad. Let's see, we can buy... okay, we don't have much to do with it yet. And we can't identify these items yet, so we're just going to leave them as is for now. Alright, so that's the end of the first section. We're going to stop there, and we'll resume in the next video. We're about halfway through Act 1. We made it to the prison. A couple of other interesting things coming up, but we'll save that for the next video.